Okay, I'm going to try to do this video a little quicker because the last one wouldn't upload very well. Here's your magnet. It'll be attached to a bracket when you get it in the packaging. Just unscrew the bracket and you have two convenient holes here that we just run sheetrock screws through and we attach it to a 2x2. On the top of the 2x2, this is a conduit hanger, I believe it's called, or a conduit bracket. You'll find it in the hardware store next to the conduit. It's only a couple cents. We attach that there and we add a little carabiner quick clip. So this can hang from above your door on that crossbar where you should have an eyelet screw installed, and you just clip this onto the eyelet screw. I think to adjust the door height, you're going to either need to use some rope, because sometimes you got to have this your crossbar will be too high, so you'll put a section of rope there from the eyelet down to here to adjust the height of where you want your door hanging. On this side, this is that piece of metal that comes with your magnet, the target metal piece. Same deal there. Put a screw through here and a conduit hanger on top and a carabiner. So this hangs from your door. This hangs above your door. You always want it in that setup because this is indestructible. So when that door slams, this gets jammed around a lot when that door slams. But it's okay because it's indestructible. Actually, when the magnet releases, also above, the magnet does do a little jiggle fit thingy, and we found that is a little hard on the wiring. So we doctor it all up and we run shrink tubing. Ignore the blue piece here. I always get the Frankenstein broken equipment because I get to fix it all. But we'll run shrink tubing over it and doctor it up real nice. We find that it likes to break right here where the magnet meets the wire. So we take and we buy some cheap 5-minute epoxy from Walmart, and we throw some epoxy there, and then we run it around and we throw some epoxy there. On the other end, you just put those 1/4-inch spade connectors on your magnet. We always do the male connectors on the magnets. That's to ensure versatility. If you just want to run the magnet and leave the wiring harness and sensor out of the equation, you can do so because you have male connectors on your magnets all the time, and on your power sources that always have female connectors. Battery. This is a smaller battery that I'm testing for summer use only. This will run my trap for about 50 hours. During the winter, we of course need the deep cycle big batteries because the cold really affects battery life. So what I want you to do is whatever they sell right there at the automotive store that there's a good post terminal that works and is compatible with your battery, use that. And you're going to want to connect that to about a 20-foot length, maybe 15-foot length of outdoor rated lamp wire. You'll find it in the lighting section of your hardware store, Lowe's or Menards or something. Attach that to your terminals and run that out of the battery. And on the other end of that battery, you'll put the female connectors for powering it. You can power the trap up by any 12-volt, 2-amp power source. You can buy these little plugs on Amazon for like $5 or $6. And the important thing is that it's a 12-volt, 2-amp AC to DC converter. And then all we do is we chop the other end off, whatever connector it comes with, we chop it off and we put female connectors again, like I said there. You can also find the cigarette lighter attachments. They're 12 volts. Same deal, chop the wires, put the connectors on. Moving over to the sensor setup, you'll see here, this is where we have our security camera mount drilled into a 1x4. This gives you multiple points of adjustment. We bought a bigger reflector. I think this is just a driveway reflector. People put it at the end of their driveways. Drilled a hole through the center, and the security camera mount, it comes with one screw, and you can just run that screw through there. On the top we have metal hangers. This is just to make it easy to mount on the side of your kennel. Still, you want to, well, you'll see I have staples still in here. Still, you want either staples or zip ties to secure the bottom of this to your trap, because sometimes dogs will come up and sniff and paw, and they could bump this and trigger the trap accidentally while they're still outside. So always make sure you're totally secure with this once it's aimed. Same deal on the sensor side. You'll see The security camera mount, there's your screw that comes out of your security camera mount, and we just mount it to the one bracket hole on your sensor. I believe that the sensor comes with this bracket to attach, and you just mount your sensor to your bracket there. So the wire harness, it comes with the gray wire that comes out of the sensor. Out here you'll have all those, I think it's 4 wires that are color coded. The wire diagram will tell you exactly which wires go where. And what we do here is this is where we run it into our wire harness. Our newer setups, we just use a wire splice. These are those quick disconnects. Once again, either way you want to do it doesn't matter. I got quick disconnects on this one because it's older. The newer ones are permanent, so it's just one less place that can fail. Not that I've had issues here at all, but so here, this is your lamp wire. It comes in sets of 2 strands, so you're gonna have to want to cut about a 10 to 15 foot section of that, and then you're gonna want to cut a second section and strip the wires apart so you can have a 3rd wire, so that you can get all 3 wires here. You'll see here, this is all just extra length of wire. We use a little shrink tubing just to keep the 3 wires together and semi-neat, I don't know. Then out here comes your 3 main wires that come all the way from the sensor. This one is just a pigtail. Again, the wiring diagram will tell you where those belong. We usually label them. So what you do is your 2 that go to the power, of course, are going to be male connector plugs, because the power sources are always female, right? And the magnets are always male, so on the wire harness, your 2 magnet ones are going to be the female connectors. So this is this part that you're always going to be plugging and unplugging. So you want to be careful, and you want to grab it by the plastic collar of these, because sometimes they get really stiff and stuck when you have them plugged together. So you're going to want to just wiggle and pull them apart when you're disconnecting, because sometimes you can end up ripping these right off, especially when it's really cold outside. They get a little brittle. So in basic here, we can take our magnet and we will plug it in to the 2 female connections on here, or where it's labeled. And then our battery power leads will just plug into these 2 spots that you should label power. At this point, your magnet is powered. The only reason it's powered right now is because I already have the sensor lined up. Of course, if your sensor's not lined up, the magnet won't be working at that point. So when you first plug the power in, you're just going to want to have the door locked open and just ignore the magnet part. Get your sensor lined up. You'll see on the sensor when it is lined up, that amber light will come on. When it is not lined up, the red light will come on. So you will start with a red light, and you'll have to work with lining up the sensor until you get a nice amber light there. Sometimes when it's sunny out, it's hard to see these LEDs, and you'll be a little disoriented there. So what I do is you can hear the relay in there clicking when you break the beam. So you'll kind of know where you're at in that way with an audible noise. So once you're lined up, amber light is on, everything's good to go. Hang your magnet from the top of the trap. Where did I put that pillow?
Oh, I took it.
Okay. I just got this pillow here for so I don't scratch at my table. But you know, hang your magnet from your top of your trap, put your target piece on the door, and click it together. This has like a 60-pound holding force. So then you can, of course, you always want to test your trap. So when you break the beam, the magnet should fall. We specifically use this brand because we have bought cheaper magnets, and they'll hold for a couple seconds, and they'll be delayed. We don't want that. This specific magnet, the Secoalarm magnets, release right away when you just barely flag the sensor. Of course, there it was a little delayed because there's absolutely no weight on this target piece. When it's hanging, when the door is hanging from it, it will immediately release every time. That's it.